on his tail. We just count our turn.
Public Enemies is a 2009 biographical crime action drama directed by Michael Mann, who co-wrote the screenplay with Ronan Bennett and Ann Biderman. The film is based on Brian Burroughs' 2004 nonfiction book Public Enemies, America's Greatest Crime Wave and the Birth of the FBI, 1933 to 34. Set during the Great Depression, the story follows the final years of infamous American bank robber John Dillinger. As the FBI escalates its war against organized crime in the 1930s, Dillinger becomes the most wanted criminal in America while struggling to evade capture, survive betrayal within his own circle, and maintain his relationship with Billy Frechette. An interesting historical detail is that, despite Dillinger's reputation as one of America's most notorious criminals, he was actually accused of only one murder during his lifetime. Although the film is inspired by real events, many scenes and the chronology of events differ from the historical record. Upon release, Public Enemies received generally positive reviews, particularly for its performances, realism, cinematography, and intense action sequences. The film grossed more than $214 million worldwide against an estimated $80 million budget, making it a commercial success. Over the years, Public Enemies has earned a strong reputation among crime film enthusiasts for its authentic depiction of 1930s firearms, tactics, and law enforcement methods. Many viewers and historians praise the film's attention to historical detail, especially in its recreation of the famous shootouts involving the FBI and the Dillinger gang. One of the film's greatest strengths is the realism of its gunfights. Unlike heavily stylized Hollywood action movies, the firefights in Public Enemies are chaotic, deafening, fast-paced, and often tactically grounded. Thanks to the enormous amounts of money stolen during their bank robberies, Dillinger's gang was often better armed than the authorities themselves, giving them access to powerful and fascinating weapons. The movie features a wide range of period-correct firearms, including Thompson submachine guns, Colt 1911 pistols, Winchester rifles, Browning automatic rifles, and Remington shotguns. From both a historical and technical firearms perspective, the weapons and firearm models seen in the film are highly accurate. Firearms expert Harry Liu, who worked on the production, did an excellent job ensuring authenticity. Michael Mann deliberately emphasized realistic weapon handling, movement, suppressive fire, and close-quarters combat in order to immerse the audience in the violence of the era. We begin our look at the film's firearms with the weapons carried by John Dillinger, portrayed by Johnny Depp. Throughout the movie, Dillinger carries two .45 ACP Colt M1911A1 government model pistols in a leather cross-draw shoulder holster rig, although he rarely fires them on screen. In reality, the real John Dillinger was reportedly known for favoring .38 Super Pistols because of the cartridge's superior penetration. However, due to the limited availability of .38 Super Blank ammunition for filming, the production used .45 ACP versions instead. The screenplay itself also refers to the pistols simply as Colt .45 automatics. The pistols can be clearly seen during several scenes, including the film's second bank robbery sequence, where Dillinger points one pistol at the bank manager as he opens the vault while simultaneously covering the lobby with the other handgun. Most members of Dillinger's gang carry and use M1911A1 pistols throughout the film. For example, the pistols seen during the prison escape sequence at the beginning of the movie are M1911A1 models that Dillinger smuggles into the prison hidden inside boxes of thread. In reality, however, the exact method by which the pistols were brought into the prison remains unclear. In the book on which the film is based, Dillinger instead throws the pistols over the prison wall to accomplices inside. At the beginning of the film, Channing Tatum's character, Pretty Boy, Floyd, is also seen carrying a nickel-plated M1911A1 pistol. FBI agents in the film are also armed with M1911A1 pistol. Christian Bale's character, Melvin Purvis, is seen carrying one outside the Biograph Theater. In the same scene, Charles Winstead, played by Stephen Lang, shoots Dillinger with a M1911A1 pistol. At the end of the sequence, Dillinger is implied to whisper his final words to Winstead, and Billy is later told that he said, "Bye-bye, Blackbird." According to historical investigators, however, Dillinger did not say anything before his death. In the film, Dillinger's secondary sidearm is a .32 ACP Colt Model 1903 pocket hammerless pistol. It is the same type of firearm that was found on Dillinger's body on July 22, 1934. However, in the film's screenplay drafts, the weapon is described as Colt 380 automatic, referring instead to the Colt Model 1908 pistol. The pistol can be seen in several scenes throughout the movie, including when Dillinger meets his lawyer Piquette in a Chicago park, and later when he places the handgun on a hotel room table in Tucson. During his escape from the Crown Point jail, Dillinger takes a .38 Special Colt police positive revolver and tucks it into his waistband. In several scenes throughout the film, Dillinger is seen carrying and using a .45 ACP Colt M1921 Thompson submachine gun. In some scenes, the Thompson appears without a stock and fitted with a sling, while in others it is shown with the stock attached. The firearms used in the production were actually hybrids built from both M1921 and M1928A1 Thompson models. The weapon appears in numerous sequences, including scenes where Dillinger disassembles the gun and when he uses the Thompson during the Indiana State Prison escape sequence. Historically, however, Dillinger was not actually present during that prison break, as he was imprisoned in Lima, Ohio at the time. In addition, unlike the film's depiction, very little gunfire was exchanged during the real escape. Only one office worker was wounded. The same weapon is also carried by other members of Dillinger's gang, particularly Babyface Nelson, portrayed by Stephen Graham, Harry Pete Pierpont, played by David Wenham, and John Red Hamilton, portrayed by Jason Clarke, are also seen using Thompson submachine guns throughout the movie. FBI agent Melvin Purvis also uses a Thompson in multiple scenes. During the Little Bohemia shootout, a noticeable continuity error appears in the editing. Purvis begins the scene with a box magazine. In next cut, the weapon suddenly has a drum magazine attached. And in the next cut, the weapon has again a box magazine. When Dillinger escapes from the Crown Point jail, he grabs a Remington Model 8 semi-automatic rifle. Remington Model 8 rifles are also seen in the hands of several FBI agents and police officers throughout the film. The movie's depiction of Dillinger escaping Crown Point using a wooden gun has been confirmed to be historically accurate, although the appearance of the original fake weapon differed somewhat from the version shown on screen. Using the improvised wooden pistol, Dillinger ultimately managed to take several guards hostage. In reality, however, Dillinger was even bolder than the film portrays, and the number of hostages involved was significantly larger. Director Michael Mann intentionally toned down the sequence because he feared audiences would find the real events too unbelievable if depicted exactly as they happened. This is extremely unusual in filmmaking, since movies based on true events more often exaggerate situations for dramatic effect rather than reduce them. Dillinger's gang is armed with many of the same weapons carried by Dillinger himself, but the film also features several additional firearms used by different gang members. John Red Hamilton is seen carrying a .38 ACP Colt Model 1902 sporting model pistol during the Sioux Falls bank robbery sequence, where he uses it to fire at vigilantes and police after running out of ammunition for his Thompson submachine gun. The pistol can also be seen holstered at Red's waist when he visits the farmhouse following the prison escape. Babyface Nelson is shown using one of the film's most unusual firearms, a Colt government model pistol converted to fully automatic fire. The weapon is fitted with a foregrip, an extended magazine, and a compensator. For filming purposes, the prop gun was chambered in 9x19mm due to the availability of blank ammunition. In real life, both Nelson and Dillinger reportedly owned similar machine pistols. The weapons were customized for them by gunsmith Hyman Lebman, also known as Hyman S. Lehman. These modified pistols were chambered in .38 Super and equipped with Thompson submachine gun foregrips, as well as compensators. In the film, however, the weapon is only seen in Nelson's hands and never carried by Dillinger. Nelson uses the machine pistol during the Little Bohemia shootout, firing from the windows, and later uses it to shoot Agent Carter Baum, portrayed by Rory Cochrane. The Little Bohemia shootout is portrayed in the film at the actual historical location, although the events shown differ from what really happened. The film suggests that Babyface Nelson and Homer Van Meter are killed during the gunfight, even though in reality, the entire group managed to escape unharmed. Babyface Nelson did kill an FBI agent at Little Bohemia, but Dillinger's group successfully left the scene quickly and without being captured. Van Meter was later killed in St. Paul, Minnesota in August 1934, while Nelson died in November 1934. Red Hamilton also took part in the Little Bohemia shootout, but he was shot by police the following day in Minnesota and died 3 days later in Illinois. It is important to note that both Van Meter and Nelson were killed after Dillinger himself had already died. In the film, however, the Little Bohemia sequence is used to portray Dillinger as a lone survivor who has lost his closest allies, making him a more isolated and vulnerable criminal figure. After Dillinger escapes from the Crown Point jail, the gang is seen using modified Winchester Model 1907 rifles chambered in .351 Winchester, fitted with 10-round magazines and Thompson submachine gun foregrips. This weapon is historically accurate, as it was indeed found in Dillinger Gang's arsenal. It has also been confirmed that gunsmith Hyman Lebman built similar modified firearms for Dillinger's gang. During the Sioux Falls robbery, Tommy Carroll, portrayed by Spencer Garrett, is seen using a sawed-off Winchester Model 12 shotgun in 12 gauge, featuring a shortened barrel and stock. He does not fire it and drops the weapon during the robbery. In the Indiana prison escape, the Racine Bank robbery, and after the Little Bohemia shootout, John Red Hamilton is seen carrying a sawed-off Remington Model 11 shotgun in 12 gauge. Historically, this portrayal is accurate, as Dillinger's gang did use so-called whippet shotguns, shortened Model 11s. Bonnie and Clyde also used whippet Model 11 shotguns, although in 20 gauge. In addition, several FBI agents are shown using Remington Model 11 shotguns, often also with shortened barrels and stocks. Homer Van Meter uses a .30-06 Springfield M1918 Browning automatic rifle, BAR, in several robberies. The BAR seen in the film features a shortened barrel, although in reality, Dillinger's gang typically used BARs with full-length barrels. One of Purvis's FBI agents is also seen firing a BAR during the Little Bohemia shootout. In addition to the previously mentioned weapons, law enforcement officers in the film are shown carrying a wide range of other firearms. At the beginning of the movie, during Melvin Purvis's pursuit of Pretty Boy Floyd in Ohio, he is seen carrying a .38 Special Colt Detective Special revolver in a hip holster. The Detective Special also appears in the hands of several FBI agents throughout the film. In the same chase sequence, Purvis is also shown using a 9.3 by 57mm Mauser 98 Sporter rifle while firing at Floyd. The rifle features a fluted barrel, express sights, double-set trigger, and a flat butter knife-style bolt handle. The double-set trigger system uses a rear trigger to set or cock an internal mechanism, allowing the front trigger to release the sear with an extremely light pull. In the film, Purvis uses this system to achieve greater shooting precision. In the screenplay, Purvis's weapon is described as an 8mm Mauser sports rifle, which differs from the caliber used in the final version of the film. Narratively, the scene is historically inaccurate, as Purvis is not believed to have shot Floyd in real life, and Floyd was actually killed 3 months after Dillinger's death. Similarly, the on-screen encounter between Dillinger and Purvis is fictional. The two men never met and never spoke in reality. These invented encounters were created for dramatic purposes to structure the story and heighten tension. FBI agent Harold Reinecke, portrayed by Adam Mucci, is seen carrying a .38 Special Colt official police revolver. Reinecke is also shown aiming the revolver at Dillinger later in the film. The Colt official police revolver can also be seen stored in the armory at Crown Point Jail. During the Sioux Falls shootout, one of the vigilantes is seen holding a .45 long Colt caliber Colt news service revolver with a 5.5-inch barrel just before Nelson opens fire. When the Tucson police remove Dillinger's handcuffs after his arrest, one of the officers briefly carries a .38 Special Smith & Wesson military and police revolver. The weapon appears to be an early production model, identifiable by its rounded, hard rubber grips, which were only used between 1899 and 1905. When Purvis orders FBI agent Carter Baum, played by Rory Cochrane, to wait in an alley during Nelson's arrest, Baum draws a .38 Special Smith & Wesson Model 10 revolver. The same model can additionally be seen stored in the Crown Point Jail armory. During the Sioux Falls robbery sequence, one of the vigilantes is seen from a distance carrying a rifle whose features suggest a Mauser-type design. The guards at the Michigan City State Prison in Indiana are shown carrying .30-06 Springfield M1903 rifles. A few months later, the same rifles are also seen in the hands of soldiers guarding the streets outside Crown Point Jail. These weapons are identifiable as Mark I variants due to the raised upper handguard. Uniformed Ohio police officers assisting Purvis in the pursuit of Pretty Boy Floyd carry 30 to 40 Krag U.S. Krag M1898 rifles. A carbine version of the same weapon, the M1896, is seen in the hands of a plainclothes guard when Dillinger is escorted away from a prison interview. Early in the film, during the Michigan City prison escape, guards are armed with .40 caliber Winchester Model 1892 rifles. The Model 1892 later appears again in the hands of a vigilante who shoots Dillinger in the arm during the Sioux Falls bank robbery. Newer Winchester Model 1894 rifles are seen in the hands of court officers during Dillinger's trial in Crown Point. Throughout the film, law enforcement officers frequently use the 12-gauge Winchester Model 1897 pump-action shotgun. Examples include the pursuit of Floyd in Ohio, the escort of Dillinger in Crown Point, and a scene in which an FBI agent uses a shotgun to blow the hinges off a door at an apartment whose address was provided by Billy during interrogation. When Billy is arrested by the FBI, one of the agents is seen carrying a Winchester Model 1897 trench gun variant equipped with a heat shield and bayonet mount. During the Little Bohemia shootout, Charles Winstead is seen firing a cut-down Winchester Model 1901 10-gauge shotgun. According to the screenplay, the weapon was originally intended to be a pump-action 10-gauge shotgun, but in the final film, it was replaced with Winstead's lever-action Model 1901. During Dillinger's escape from Crown Point Jail, soldiers guarding the streets are seen with .30-06 Browning M1917A1 machine gun. Hope you enjoyed the video. Write in the comments what you thought of the Public Enemies movie and what things and details you found in the movie yourself. Also, remember to like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, it's worth doing so. It's free to subscribe, and you'll be notified when more interesting videos about firearms in movies are uploaded to the channel.
Come on, sugar, let's go. Come on. Where's all the damn money?